Hey everybody.
Yeah.
We're talking about Sister Wives episode 9. Uh
Teflon Queen.
yeah. Uh so
Disappointed in this episode.
di- disappointed is kind of an understatement with Cody.
Yeah.
Uh he wow. He really showed his true colors in this episode.
Yeah.
The whole everyone should be cautious of, what's going on right now. He takes it to a whole nother level though.
Yeah.
uh you know
I feel that he is using C-19 as a way to manipulate the
oh yes,
wives
100%.
into some follow my orders. I am
Yeah,
the end all be all.
the referring to Robin as the obedient wife,
Yeah, that was gross.
if I
That
were
was
Robin, I'd be
gross.
pretty mad.
Yeah.
um
Well, no, but she's proud of being an obedient wife, though. She's that's that's her. That's
I don't think you should be proud of obedience.
well. I mean,
That's
everyone should have pride in who they are.
yeah. The what was it? He seems to think everyone should be loyal, and uh, blind loyalty is one of the most dangerous things in the world.
It is. I
Being
agree.
blindly loyal to anything, you know, loyalty to an extent is fine. Being loyal to your friends, being loyal to people you respect. But if he isn't giving them a reason to respect him, then he isn't giving them a reason to be loyal to him.
Absolutely. Um, I just feel so bad for Christine.
Yeah, Christine. It it seems like he definitely has his favorite wife,
Yeah,
and
it kind of seems like favorites. I don't know if that's true. It's just my opinion. It's just
yeah,
my best guess
and
from what I've seen.
the way he was talking to his son really irritated me. Uh,
Yeah.
he's treating him like he's still a child. He isn't treating him like he's a man. Uh, you need to let him have some say in what's going on.
Yeah.
Uh, to expect your children to, just because you were half of the equation of why they were born, doesn't give you the authority that he wants.
And this is the first time I've heard the girlfriend's name, Peyton.
Yeah,
But that's sad that Gabe said his dad doesn't even know what his girlfriend looks like
yeah.
or anything about her.
That's very odd. He should at
Yeah.
least have, you know, checked her
You
out
would
on
have
Facebook or
you would
something.
have been like, oh, let me meet the special person
A
that you
Zoom
like.
call at least.
Yeah.
And for him to just be handing out papers and saying, "Oh, here's my list of rules," that you aren't their boss. You aren't the person who employs them.
Yeah.
Handing them out a paper with a set of rules sounds uh, very cold.
Yeah, it was
Instead
pretty
of
gross.
instead of sitting down and having a
Yeah.
conversation with them, he could very easily Zoom. If you use Zoom, you can host a lot of people. They host school.
Or they could FaceTime or Google Deal. What's it called?
Yeah. Uh, you know, the they hold school on Zoom. You could hold a whole family meeting on Zoom if you wanted to.
Yeah. Yeah, so they should have been in contact. The way he said he's not been in contact and he's not really talked to him. And then Gabe is crying or choking up. Well, choking up, not, you know, choking back his emotions. And Cody didn't respond at all.
Yeah. So he's good enough to go there to help you
Work on those logs.
work on logs, but you can't hug him. You're in
Yeah.
close proximity. You're working. I didn't see masks. Why aren't you wearing masks if you're so scared of COVID?
Yeah, good point.
Just because you're on TV doesn't make it any different. So it really makes you think, is he really scared of it? Or is it a manipulation to get people to do what he says?
Or playing devil's advocate here, or was he just trying to socially distance and stay 6 feet apart? But no, he could have verbally soothed Gabe, and he didn't do that
his
either.
response was, all right, let's go home.
Yeah.
There was no, I'm sorry, son. I love you. We're trying to make this work. Something like that. Anything would have been better than, all right, let's go home.
Yeah. That's true.
And he seems to know how to show emotion in other situations.
Yeah. He seems to really love Robin.
Yeah.
That look on his face looked like true love. I don't see him looking at Christine or Janelle that way.
Or Mary.
Yeah, and I feel really bad for Mary. But as long as she's happy, that's all I want for any of them. We know that Christina and Cody broke up because of social media, but we're not there yet on the show.
Yeah.
So I feel really bad.
Next week looks like they're going to get into that with her packing up all his crap. And
yeah, him finding out he was moved out of the house.
Yeah. That's going to be a very interesting episode next week. I don't want to say that I enjoy seeing him get his comeuppance, but I kind of enjoy seeing him get his comeuppance. You can only be,
That's because of the person he is, not his religion.
Yeah,
it's the way he acts. These are my rules. I am the.
Him saying he wishes that he could have been more of a patriarch is kind of gross too.
Yeah.
It's a relationship is supposed to be a two-way street. A family is supposed to be a family, not a a monarchy where there's the king and he gives his law and then everyone has to abide by it.
Yeah, you're right. They do kind of act like a monarchy.
Yeah. Cody's kids are old enough to have make their own decisions.
I wonder if it was like that for the kings that had multiple wives.
Oh, well.
I wonder if that was basically polygamy.
With a king, it was more or less you had to, because of the church, you had to marry to be able to have relations with someone. So, I forgot which king it was. It was, I think it was
King James. I think
King James or one of those old timesy British kings. But in order to, because he couldn't divorce his wife, he just had him killed.
Also, he changed the national religion or something like that.
Yeah, all sorts.
Something so that he could
loopholes.
Marry somebody else.
Got to find those loopholes to be able to do what you want, right?
Yeah.
If your religion says one thing, it's like, well, maybe if we interpret it this way, or, well, I could always just have my wife killed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Glad we're not living in those times.
Yeah.
Right?
Definitely. Well, it's still like that in some countries.
Can't imagine.
Yeah. Feel bad for the people living there.
Yeah. I will say I wasn't sure before if Robin had anything to do with the rules, but I don't think she. I don't think she did. I think that's Cody's kick.
Yeah, I don't think she does either. I
think she got a bad rap for that.
I think it's all him, because she seems to want to be around the family just as much as anyone else.
Yeah.
She seems to have joined the family because she wanted the sister wives, not just Cody.
Yeah, she really did.
But Cody, she's the newest, youngest wife, so he's gonna want to be around her because sex stuff, probably.
Yeah, well, he definitely looks at her in a way that I've not seen him look at any wife before.
Yeah.
So when Christine talks about favorites, I I don't know from her perspective, but I can see on her face what's.
It's obvious though that he has favorites, which isn't fair to the kids. It isn't fair to the wives.
Well, I don't know if he has favorite kids. I only know about them talking about favorite wives.
I really wonder what would happen if all the wives started talking about taking on second husbands.
Hmm.
Wonder how we'd feel about that. Probably not too nice. He'd probably get pretty upset.
Yeah.
His face turns all bright red and his hair
Yeah, he
starts
was
getting all
bright red
wild.
in that interview.
Yeah.
Like he was heated in that
Yeah.
interview. Like you could see he's got some.
He has some rage bottling up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it hasn't gone away between filming and the interview, at least.
Yeah. And my question though is, okay, it ended on Christmas. Was that last year or the year before? I'm not sure how.
I think we're 1 year back.
Oh, okay.
I think it'd be Christmas of 2020, right?
Because when did the news come out that is it Janelle that left him?
Christine.
Oh, Christine that left him. When did that news? Because I tend to remember it came out pretty recent. But
in the past few months, yeah.
I also feel like it came out before Christmas.
Yeah, I can't remember, but I think I kind of have the idea that it did too, but
Which
I'm not positive.
Makes me also wonder, did they break up and then TLC came to Christine and was like, hey,
no,
we still need you to film the Christmas episode.
No, they're 1 year
okay.
behind.
Okay.
So I didn't think that we were going to see any of Christine's decision to end things with Cody.
Yeah.
And when I saw the trailer for next week, I was like, oh man, I felt bad for her. She was crying. She didn't know how to tell her kids. Oh boy.
I have a feeling most of the kids are probably going to be okay with it. Because it's not like they're seeing their dad regularly
going to be
now.
happier. That's the thing. I think Christine will be happier because she's just a happy person. She's just a nice person. She's a great mom. You can see that she's a great mom.
Yeah.
She's a great person all around. So I think she'll be much happier and more fulfilled not being on this ledge of where do I step around Cody that won't upset him.
Yeah.
Like it's really weird.
The walking on eggshells around him has to be, exhausting.
Yeah.
Especially someone with that large of an ego. I don't see how they do it.
Now, I mean, I was able to rationalize things away before the C-19 things, but now it's or maybe it's the move to Flagstaff kind of coincided.
Yeah, and they still haven't built anything
on Coyote Pass.
Yeah. Well, what's the holdup? Why haven't you done something with it? Why? There's plenty of things they could have done temporarily to make that, something.
Yeah.
They could have brought in like trailers to live in.
Oh, Janelle did remember? Janelle was living in a trailer on Coyote Pass.
Oh, okay.
Do you remember? It wasn't a trailer like you're talking about. It was one of those like camping.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, she had one of those on the property for a while. Just to be out there on the property. I think she still had a house too.
Yeah. But looking at all the money that they've spent on getting houses out there, they could have definitely paid to build something, or even just get some manufactured homes put out there. Something to be together.
Yeah.
And then they wouldn't have to worry about quarantining because they'd all be quarantining together.
Yeah. I don't I don't think Christine would have been happy if she stayed in Flagstaff. I think she wants to be in Utah. And if that's where she wants to be, that's where she belongs.
Yeah.
No matter what Cody thinks.
Yeah. Because that's where her family is, right?
That's
But
where her family is.
yeah.
So once they lifted that made it not felonies or something about
Yeah, because it was
their
illegal for a
religion.
long time.
Yeah. So she was good to go back, but the other wives weren't, surprisingly.
Yeah.
I thought the other wives would have wanted to move back, but they were kind of like, no, you didn't want us, so we don't want you
Yeah.
anymore. Instead of, like, with Christine, you could tell. But then Christine's that happy-go-lucky personality that's always happy and positive, and so of course she's remembering fondly. She's different. Each wife is
Yeah.
different. They're just different people, and
Yeah.
I wish Cody could respect that.
Yeah. Well, that would make him actually have to not just be thinking of himself.
Yeah.
Which sadly he seems to be a very selfish person.
Yeah. I mean, I feel bad to talk about the kid's dad like that, but I'm just saying, from
He
what
wouldn't
I
even
see, it
go
doesn't
be
look
there for his daughter when she was having her
her
surgery.
scoliosis surgery. I couldn't believe that. I
Anytime that you get put under,
nothing could kept me away.
yeah, anytime you get put under, there's always a chance that there's always a chance that something bad could happen.
Yeah.
And he didn't care enough to go and be there for his daughter.
Yeah, unless he's got some strange mental uh if he has some does he have some a mental problem when it comes to C19, like an OCD almost, like,
It
or
kind of
is he
seems that
or
way.
like, I keep waffling between that and he's just being manipulative and using COVID to spend time with the wife that he wants, that
Yeah.
acts the way he wants her to.
Yeah.
Mm, so
Yeah. It seems that way. Well, I hope for the kids and the wife's sake that he changes his ways, but
yeah,
for the most part, people don't usually change their ways.
yeah. No, I don't think Cody's going to change. I thought Cody was changing way back when they were in Arizona and they had the therapist I think the therapist was in another state. I'm not sure. But when they all had the therapist, Cody was being more respectful of the other wives' autonomy
Yeah.
or individuality. Uh, and that's what Cody seems to try to, or want to squelch out, who they are. Like, he doesn't like them for who they are.
Yeah. He wants them to be who he wants them to be.
Yeah.
And that's a problem when he thinks he should be the only say.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, we'll talk more next week after the next episode. I'm
Yeah.
eagerly awaiting to see the outcome of him getting his crap packed up and set outside.
Yeah. Um, yeah, I hate to say I'm glad about it, but I am Good for you, Christine.
Yeah.
You deserve to be happy.
Yeah.
And whatever that is, wherever it is, you deserve it.
Yeah.
And I wish that for Mary and all of them. Robin,
Yeah.
Janelle. All of them.
I'm gonna end this live the way Cody ends his conversations with his kids. I'm gonna go home now.